Hey guys, this is Mr. Decker, and this is Unit 1, Lesson 7 on storage. The computer science standards we're going over today are using flowcharts and or pseudocode to address complex problems as algorithms, and comparing trade-offs associated with computing technologies that affect people's everyday activities and career options. Our essential question for today is, why is storage an important part of the computing process? The directions are, we're going to use the provided Google Doc, type our answers in the boxes on the activity guide, and our job is to try out each app, decide whether or not the information needs to be stored for later use, and explain why or why not. There are 3 separate apps to try out and make decisions on the storage. This assignment is worth 100 points and will be graded based on your understanding of the storage or the inputs and outputs. This video will help give you a better understanding of how to complete the assignment, and this video, when it's finished, you will be watching it right here. And as always, if you need help with the opening and submission process, that's here. And you would always open it up from down there. Now, I already have the activity guide open up, but before we do that, we need to watch a video together.
My name is Meili Ku, and I'm a designer and an inventor. So some of the things I've designed have been at Apple, and now I design products for kids to use so that they can have an easier time in school. My other jobs include DJing and dancing. As the pioneers of computer science explored how to design a thinking machine, they realized that it had to perform 4 different tasks. It would need to take input, store information, process it, and then output the results. Now, this might sound simple, but these 4 things are common to all computers. That's what makes a computer a computer. First, we're going to talk about input. This is my favorite because what input is the stuff that the world does or that you do that makes the computer do stuff. You can tell a computer what to do with the keyboard. You can tell them what to do with the mouse, the microphone, the camera. And now if you're wearing a computer on your wrist, it might listen to your heartbeat, or in your car, it might be listening to what the car is doing. And a touch screen can actually sense your finger, and it takes that as input on what it's doing.
All these different inputs give a computer information, which is then stored in memory. A computer's processor takes information from memory, it manipulates it or changes it using an algorithm, which is just a series of commands, and then it sends the processed information back to be stored in memory again. This continues until the processed information is ready to be output. How a computer outputs information depends on what the computer is designed to do. A computer display can show text, photos, videos, or interactive games, even virtual reality. The output of a computer may even include signals to control a robot. And when computers connect over the internet, the output from one computer becomes the input to another, and vice versa.
But across all computers, regardless of the different types of technology they use, they're always doing the same 4 things. They take in information, they store it as data, they process it, and then they output the results.
All right, very good. That's an excellent video. So I already have the activity guide opened up, but once again, you would open it up from down here at the bottom of the assignment page. So on the activity guide, let's take a look at a few things. Our key vocabulary, if I can speak correctly, is storage. And storage for computer science is information that is saved for the computer to use in the future. So when we're going over these different apps on code.org, which you need to make sure you're logged in before you click on these links, So on code.org, you'll navigate through lesson 7, going through the different apps. And you'll go through those apps and decide, should that information be stored, yes or no? And then explaining why it should be stored or why it shouldn't be stored. And most of the time, the significance of why it should be stored or why it shouldn't be stored is that that option might change. So let's take a look at the outfit picker first. We'll do this one together. So this is on bubble 2 of lesson 7, and I navigated to it simply by clicking that link, and it opens right up for me. All right, so here's the outfit picker. For the input, we tell it our favorite color, the season that it is currently, and the weather, what it's like today. The output is it tells you what outfit you should wear for that day based on the inputs you gave it. The processing is done in the background as it decides what you should wear based on your inputs. So let's run this and see what happens. What is your favorite color? Well, of these available, my favorite color is green. Currently, it is autumn. And the weather today, looking outside, it's cloudy. So if I click Generate Outfit, it tells me I might want to have an umbrella because it might rain since it's cloudy, a green t-shirt because I told it my favorite color was green, and since it's fall and it might be a little chilly outside, I should probably wear some pants. All right. So back over here on the activity guide, I'm deciding whether or not information should be stored. The season changes a lot 4 times a year, right? You've got spring, summer, fall, and winter, or autumn and winter. And since the season changes, I'm going to say no, we don't need to store that information. And since the weather changes every single day, I'm going to say no to that one. Now, my favorite color has been green since I was a little kid. That's some information that this app could store, and it would be helpful to me. So I'll say yes. So on the Y for favorite color, I will say my favorite color doesn't change. So it is helpful to store my favorite, if I can type, color in this outfit picker app. On the season, I will say, no, it doesn't need to save the season because it changes throughout the year. Not a year. Okay. And then the weather, it doesn't need to store the weather. No, because the weather changes every day. And then once you've done the outfit picker, you'll do the same thing for friend finder, which is bubble 3, giving it the inputs, getting the output, answering should it be stored, yes or no, and tell me why or why not. And then you'll do choose a kids movie. You'll go through this app, giving its inputs, getting the outputs, understanding the processing, and telling me should it be stored, yes or no, and tell me why or why not. And that's the gist of it. Once you are finished, you'll go back, make sure you've got it finished and submitted for a grade. That's it. I hope you enjoy this lesson.